Hey guys, Condavour here. Today we're actually going to be looking at this gun a little bit because I had an incident at the range. It involved the RPK while I was trying to sort some things out for this EZ600. Now, let me just cut to the video and I'll show you what happened, and then I'll explain a bit afterwards. Okay, so I got the longbow here. We're going to check velocities to see if it actually starts slowing down in a long 7.62 by 39 barrel with the 255 grain sub X. Subsonics with RPK. Okay, I don't really like that. 670? I don't know what just happened. I can't see light through the barrel. Yeah, I got, this is not good. I have something wedged in that barrel. God damn. So I ejected one. Part of that projectile went down. Part of it did not. I have something in the bore. And I hope I just didn't fuck up my RPK. See if I drop around to 22 down it. Oh, there it comes. What the? Oh my god. I don't really like the look of that. That's what was in the bore of my RPK. That is concerning. I hope my suppressor's okay. Well, didn't hit a baffle. I guess having a 46 cal can helps when you have a jacket separation. So the reason why I was using an RPK was because of this 24-inch barrel and because of the claimed velocity by Hornady of their subsonic 255 grain ammunition, that it does 1050 feet per second out of a 20-inch barrel. I tried it in both AKs and the RPK. And as you see, the RPK had a barrel obstruction from this. Now, when I put the rod down the front of the RPK, I was pushing something. I could feel there was some resistance, and I was pushing down and kind of whacking it, bopping it down until it hit the chamber, and I could feel it pop loose, but it didn't quite fall out. So actually, and maybe this was kind of dumb, I dropped around a 22 long rifle down the bore just enough to, I hoped I could kind of whack it and pop it out, and it worked. Came out. What I got was this nice chunk of jacket that is solid at the bottom and open at the top. I don't really understand how this happened. Like, I think what most likely happened is the cantilever crimp, because it broke right at the cantilever crimp, was deep, and the jacket basically let go up here. Maybe when the thing had enough momentum that it was moving down the barrel, it got friction here and held up the back of it, and the front end kept going. That's all I can think, because at this point there couldn't have been much gas pressure pushing on it because it didn't pop this out the bore. Easy to say. I was very lucky that I didn't damage my suppressor. I was very lucky that I didn't pull the trigger on the next round that loaded immediately after. I was going to show more of it, but I don't really like showing my face on here that much, so that's why the cuts were kind of weird there, so I apologize for that. But basically, one of these ejected from the rifle, and then when I went to clear it, a loaded round came out. So this little chunk here was sitting wedged in the bore about there, and then I loaded another subsonic, obviously a loaded round, not just this projectile,
it automatically loaded right behind it because apparently it had enough pressure to cycle, which was crazy. And it probably had enough pressure to cycle because this was plugging the barrel. Who knows what would have happened if I pulled the trigger again. Maybe it would have just been too lodged in there, or maybe it would have just popped it out. Good chance it would have popped it out and probably took out part of my suppressor or done some damage to it. I don't know. There isn't much mass to this, but it's still, you know, any sort of barrel obstruction. Who knows? Anyway, be careful, guys. If you're experimenting with some of this weird stuff, you might want to be checking your bore for light when things sound off. Also, that 670 feet per second that my chrono reported, it's like that. I really thought that was a chunk of my suppressor moving at 670 feet per second because I didn't believe that it would be the projectile, but it had slowed down that much. So I guess the answer is yes. If this load is honestly going 1050 FPS at a 20-inch barrel, it is slowing down. What's weirder though is some of the chrono results I had with this bolt gun versus an AK with the same barrel length. 200 feet per second difference, solid across the board. Like the bolt gun shoots 200 feet per second faster than an AKM. Now, this didn't cycle my AKM that I used today because that AKM's really tuned to run just perfectly on, you know, it's not over gas like most AKs, so I didn't really expect it to run on that. So it was a bolt action for me, but that's whatever. But what's got me concerned is just the variance between two 16-inch guns, a variance of 200 feet per second, and then losing the jacket, the rear part of the jacket in a 24-inch. Maybe 24 inch is a ridiculous length. You know, maybe ammunition manufacturers don't assume you're going to put it in a 24 inch. I have another 24 inch barrel here, a CZ 457, the CZ Lux that I really enjoy. And it's funny because when I've used this just for like some backyard plinking or something, I've often used CCI quiets. And CCI quiets specifically say, do not use in barrels over 24 inches in length. Every time I've used CCI quiets in this, I've always been paranoid that it's like, okay, there's a chance that it might not make the end. It's never happened, but there have been times where I've taken a shot and I didn't like hear an impact very well, so I check the bore. Anyway, we're not talking about 22s, but it's the same concept, and this ammunition does not have any sort of warning on it at all about barrel length. I read all the fine print, and it doesn't say anything about, it says to be fired in firearms in good condition and all, but absolutely nothing about barrel length. I guess I'll wrap it up because I try not to keep this that long. Just, you know, this was just a weird occurrence for me. These rounds, I can't trust them anymore. After that, I really, like, after seeing the velocity difference, I really am not, I don't know what's going on with the gases on these. It's like, it just doesn't make any sense to me, that difference in velocity. If anyone out there is an avid hand loader, because I just hand load for precision and stuff, I don't know all the science behind all of this, but having a factory round come apart on you in an RPK, which, I mean, it's a long barrel, but it is one of the standard 7.62 x 39 firearms out there, and it comes apart. And now I don't even know if I want to trust these projectiles. So even if these projectiles come out and are released by themselves, I don't know if they're safe to load for things. I guess I thought there was some sort of magical thing going on with 7.62 x 39 255 grains. And I think the curtain's just been pulled back for me, and it's made me realize that there might be a gun out there that this works really, really well for, but I haven't found it, and I've only seen concerning things. So anyway, guys, hopefully you guys are having a better week than I am. That said, it's always a lot of fun to shoot stuff. It's just more fun when things work and they don't come apart on you. Anyway, guys, be safe. Hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you guys later.